Yo, what's poppin', it's Romulus, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to dribble with the ball on top of your car, and of course the most efficient way to practice and learn this mechanic. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so before we can start doing any dribbling, we need to know a few little things before we begin. So for starters, we're going to do every single dribble without ball cam on. Having ball cam on can make things a little bit awkward. As you can see, it's not really key for me. It makes it more difficult to see what I'm doing, but learning how to do this at a lower level isn't really worth the hassle. So for now, we're going to learn how to dribble without ball cam on. And secondly, we need to know a few little things about how the hitbox will work. So if you just imagine a cone with the pointy end up, going right through the octane between where the air intake and those little fins are, and you can imagine if you put a ball on a cone, any part that isn't exactly on the pointy bit, it will roll in that direction. So if there's any point forward of it, it will roll forward, any point right, it will fall to its right, and so on. And that's basically the general idea on how the hitbox is going to work with every single car. Obviously the placement isn't as easy to see as it is with the octane, but generally speaking, if we have this bit of knowledge, we know what to expect. Okay, so now we have this said knowledge, let's put it to the test and make sure we really understand what we're doing. So we're going to kick it off with just learning how to pop up the ball. So make sure you get this spawn in free play where you're dead absolute center with the ball, and we're not going to use the left stick whatsoever. So don't even have your thumb on the left stick at all. We're just going to use R2, L2, whatever your drive and brake buttons are, and your boost button. So here we go, we're just going to drive it to the ball with a decent amount of speed. We're just going to pop it up and sit right underneath the ball so it lands on us. That is the general premise of how the pop's going to work. So here we go again. We're just going to keep spamming until we find this correct spawn location. So we're going to, here we go, decent amount of speed, pop it up, boost to catch up with the ball, and just sit right underneath it. That's all you got to do. We're not using any left stick, so we're just focusing on being right underneath the ball when it bounces. Now, a few issues you might be having is the ball being a little bit too far forward, and you kind of do this. You sort of just boost into the ball and you can't catch up to it, and you can't put it on top of your car. This likely happens because either your pop isn't high enough, or you're not boosting early enough and the ball is just right on the very bottom of the cone, so you can't scoop it back up again. On the contrary then, it can likely also fall off the back. Now this will also happen if the pop is too high, or you boost way too early, or don't stop boosting early enough. Now this is going to take some practice, but of course you will get it eventually, so stick with it and you will get it in no time. Okay, so when you've mastered the pop and getting underneath the ball for it to land on you, now we're going to really practice and see how the ball reacts to us when we use various types of input. So again, we're not going to use the left stick at all. We're just going to drive up to the ball as always, and we're going to pop it up. But when we do pop it up, this is when you experiment with braking, feathering your acceleration, and using boost. So here is really where you're going to start to understand how to slow down and speed up the ball, and how to change the ball's position on your car. So here we go again. Pop it up just like you've mastered now. Pop it up, stay there. Now I'm just going to accelerate, brake, use a bit of boost maybe, brake again. And you're just going to really practice, really understand how to control the ball on your car forwards and backwards using brake, accelerate and boost. Okay, so when you've mastered that then, the next step is to incorporate turning. So we're going to use the left stick finally, and we're not going to rely on that straightforward kickoff. So again, pop it up just like you've been practicing. Now, the turning, this is definitely the most difficult bit about learning to dribble like this, and the key to being able to dribble and turn with it on your car is obviously the placement of your car. And as you can see, my car is pretty closely placed to the lines around the ball. That ball indicator on the floor is a pretty good way of telling if you're in the right place. And generally speaking, if your inner wheels stay within this circle, you should be absolutely fine. Now, notice whenever I go to make a turn that I'm turning one way before I turn in the direction I actually want to move. And that's simply just because if I have it in the middle, if I can get it in the middle here, like if I have it right in the middle and I just turn, funnily enough, the ball will just fall off, and that's not what you want. So you need to make sure that if I want to turn right, I go to the left side of the ball and then turn right. You need to make sure you make the conscious move first to go the other way. Doing this will let the ball fall down and allow you to actually push the ball in the direction you want to go. Now, this bit really is just practice. This is where most of the skill will be gained, and the key really to making this as easy as possible is to make sure your turns are simple, long movements. You don't want to be doing thousands of, input changes like this. You don't want to be constantly hammering the left stick. You just want to be making sure that it's just a straight line, just like you were practicing earlier. You go left, you turn right, you stop turning right, and you go straight again. It's all about going from a straight line to a turn, and then a turn to another straight line. So straight line, go right, go left, another straight line again, go left, go right, straight line again. So you're basically just incorporating everything you've practiced already, just with a little bit of extra movement around the ball. And pretty much, as long as you practice this for long enough and really get a feel for how the ball reacts to when you turn, you've pretty much learnt how to dribble. When you've got decent at that, which I don't think will take you too long, what we can do now is start to put you in more game-like situations. So we've been practicing the entire time with balls that are stationary, so let's get some rolling balls going. So just like that, just hit the ball one way, and then just get round the ball, pop it up, and just like you've been practicing, get under it. And then just like that, you're underway. You've been doing exactly what you've been practicing this whole time with the turns and stuff. So here we go again. You're just going to get a pop. You're going to put it up high, get under the ball, and then you're laughing. You're done. So here we go again. We can make it a little bit more interesting on the speed. So if you roll it towards yourself and then pop it up, it's more or less the same with what we started the first time. But again, the way you approach the ball will have to change, because if you approached it with the exact same ethos as before, you might end up hitting it too high and then giving the defenders a chance to actually cut out the dribble before it even starts. Okay, so when you get the hang of turning while dribbling, that is pretty much it. You basically just need to keep on practicing, and drills wise, there isn't really any major drills you can do. It's kind of just keep on going, really. Challenge yourself. How long can you hold the ball up for? If you can hold it up for 30 seconds, go for 35. Hold it up for 45 seconds, go for a minute. Just keep on practicing. Just keep on making sure you absolutely understand how the ball will react to your movements. And I'm sure if you do this over the span of a week or so, you will be absolutely godly. So that does pretty much just conclude my tutorial on how to dribble with the ball on top of your cart. Hopefully it was easy to follow, and hopefully the steps accelerated your learning as fast as possible, because that is the aim. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, remember to leave the like and hit the sub button if you do enjoy the content. It does really help me out a lot. And so yeah, so thanks for watching guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.